everybody, SONGOSHUAKU'S here, and welcome to this review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 128, Noble Pride to the End, Vegeta Falls. So, I will be doing this review solo as the Linux virus was unable to join me for this one. Due to his busy work schedule, he was unable to, and I wanted to get this review out before episode 129. For those of you who've been following, you probably noticed that sometimes these reviews go up as late as the actual day of the next Dragon Ball Super episode. That is because I have to work with his schedule if I'm going to have him on as a guest. However, since he was not able to go ahead and do this review with me in time before episode 129, that's the reason why I'm doing this solo. It is unfortunate given that the Linux virus is such a huge Vegeta fan, but hopefully he'll be back with us in episode 129. Therefore, without further ado, let's get into this review for episode 128. Alright, so things kicks off with Jiren and a battered Vegeta. Jiren's all like,
"No matter how many weaklings gather against absolute strength, it's pointless, and yet you still intend to knock me off."
And Vegeta battered is all like,
"Yeah, Vegeta-sama will."
And Jiren goes like,
"You can't."
and then Vegeta goes about saying,
"That confidence pisses me off."
and Vegeta basically tries to go Super Saiyan, but he has just no ki left. And this is what prompts Jiren to go ahead and say,
"No useless transformation this time."
and then poor Vegeta is left in denial as his response to Jiren in his base form is,
"This form is enough for the likes of you."
and from there Vegeta just starts throwing a bunch of punches at Jiren's way, and Jiren, you know, being himself, a strong self, he's always like,
"It's futile. Throw yourself from the stage."
and Vegeta just goes like,
"Shut up!"
wow. Yeah, let me go ahead and stop things right here. It kind of made me wonder, basically, is this what Jiren is waiting for? Because if you know, if you've been following me on these review slash discussions, I'm like, what is taking Jiren so long? You know, given that there's what, like 2 minutes or so left on the clock. And basically he said, him telling Vegeta basically, throw yourself off off the stage makes me wonder, is that what Jiren basically wants? He wants his opponents to just eliminate themselves, and so he doesn't do the work, you know? Yeah. And you know, actually, as I mentioned at the end of the review slash discussion for 127, this fight between Vegeta and Jiren really did indeed remind me from the 1967 film Kuhan Luke and 1999 film Life, where Paul Newman and Eddie Murphy's characters respectively basically have a fight scene, and the idea in the fight is their characters are constantly getting beaten down and thrown to the ground, and they just keep getting back up. They keep coming right back. But yeah, moving on. So from here, Vegeta gets yet another tremendously horrible beatdown by Jiren. And Vegeta basically starts to have a flashback regarding Kaba, Trunks, Brawl, and Bulma, and through this, Vegeta finds just the sheer willpower to constantly go on. And man, if you're a Vegeta fan, I'm pretty sure this had to be hard to watch, just as me and the Linux virus hinted to in the last episode. And one of the various reasons why the Linux virus thought this is going to be really bad to watch, because Vegeta gets punched so bad in the eye by Jiren. He has this big swollen black eye, and I mentioned that we've seen this before in Dragon Ball, but it's usually been reserved for comedy moments. This was a serious fight, and yeah, this is not looking good for Vegeta. So basically from there, he starts taking a huge beat down from Jiren, like punches flying all over Vegeta, in the face, the gut. Like Vegeta is seriously getting murked right now. Like, he is getting punched so badly by Jiren. We hear Vegeta's thoughts in his mind, basically saying that Jiren's punches are so heavy and his body feels like it's being shattered. And then after that, Vegeta falls straight to his knees. From here, Vegeta stands back up on his knees and he's very passionately saying,
"Even if I can't win, it doesn't matter so long as you have 7 wins."
He then grabs Jiren's arm, stating that
I'll be taking this arm with me.
but to no avail. Jiren basically just powers up his fence with that flaming power of his, and it sends Vegeta spinning. Now there's a shooting star meme for you, but I digress. So from here, Vegeta stands up and says,
Not yet. It can't end yet.
And then from right there, he gets hit by another one of Jiren's flaming fence attack. I don't know the official term, so that's exactly what I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. And he basically gets thrown to a bunch of rubble, and the only thing saving him from falling off for the elimination is, surprisingly, his boot. A piece of his boot is caught between some sort of rock on one of those floating rocks that are in the sky. But now, this is the part of the episode where it gets very emotional, which is, this whole episode was a very much an emotional roller coaster. This is the last time, very special for those of you who grew up watching the original Japanese version, or if you're a fan of the Funimation dub like myself and you saw that first and then went back to watch the Japanese version, I'm pretty sure you could understand why. This was, I believe, the last time we would get to hear Hiromi Suru's voice as Bulma in the series. She comes to Vegeta in a flashback, and this is basically Vegeta who's almost about to be knocked out, almost unconscious. He just smiles and says,
Let me sleep a little bit more, damn it.
And once again, Vegeta basically finds the willpower just by fighting for his loved ones, knowing what's on the line. He gets up yet again and challenges Jiren to, as Linux was always had a lot of fun saying in these reviews,
Koi.
But basically, yeah, he wants, he's basically saying, bring it on. He wants Jiren to keep coming to him, even though Vegeta at this point has nothing left. And this prompts Jiren to say,
And yet, what is it that drives you this far?
In response, Vegeta basically replies,
Who knows? But even if I told you, an emotionless bastard like you would never understand what it means to fight for something to protect.
Man, I love that line. I really do. I really love that line. Like, I love Vegeta calling out Jiren's emotionless state, and just yet another great line to really just show how far Vegeta's character arc has come. And then from here, Vegeta basically powers up one last final flash against Jiren, but Jiren takes basically another one of those, he takes another punch from Jiren, and basically he grabs Vegeta by the hand, and he basically states,
I'll at least acknowledge your great pride. It's over!
And it is at this moment, Jiren unleashes the final blow to Vegeta. As Vegeta is basically falling out of the, what's left of all the rubble, Vegeta basically says to himself,
I couldn't keep my promise. I'm such a damn fool. I'm sorry, Bulma, Kaba.
And we see Vegeta go ahead and he cries tears of disappointment. And I use tears of disappointment to say that because I want people to remember that these are different than the tears Vegeta shed in his battle with Frieza. They were more for selfish reasons, because, you know, he wanted to be the one to become a Super Saiyan in the Funimation dub. He wanted to become the one to defeat Frieza and, you know, claim his royal birthright. He wanted to do all of that, and he realized it wasn't going to be him, and it would be Son Goku, or the one he knew as Kakurato, who would end up getting all that. This time around, it wasn't for those reasons. He was crying tears of disappointment because he wanted to protect his family, his loved ones. There were people at stake. This is what he was fighting for. So I just want to make sure that that's understood and clear. I just wanted to distinguish the two differences in between the reasons why Vegeta cried then and why he cried now, as it does go ahead and show the current character development within Vegeta. And then moving on to the rest of the sequence, the last thing he says before elimination is he goes like,
Kakurato, I'll leave the rest to you.
He then shoots the remaining amount of his ki to Son Goku, and Goku stands up and says, Vegeta, I hear you loud and clear. And he instantly goes Super Saiyan Blue, pronounced as Super Saiyan Blue in the Funimation dub for those of you that follow. Somehow getting his stamina that much stamina. I'll get more to that later. But from here, Vegeta is eliminated as officially announced by the Grand Priest. Vegeta has fallen out, and he goes right to the bleachers, and Krudin and everyone gets the sensu beans, which he eats. Not a lot of people have been talking about this. I really wonder how big of a Zenkai boost did Vegeta receive, because he took a massive beat down. So you gotta imagine Vegeta's power is on a whole new level, but that really doesn't matter right now because he's eliminated. And you get a really cool moment here where Beerus looks to him and says,
Vegeta, you truly did well.
And then Whis responds, indeed, it's good to see that you're okay. And in typical fashion, Vegeta basically turns his head and responds saying, So yeah, with that said in mind, Vegeta's time in the Tournament of Power has come to an end. So it's now time to go ahead and reflect back on how he was utilized. Now, the way this ended, you know, the whole idea that I've joked about in some of these reviews, the pecking order! Yeah, it's nothing new. We've seen this. The antagonist basically beats down Vegeta, but we see that Vegeta is no pushover. He's tough. He keeps coming back, and he'll keep getting beaten down, but keeps just, you know, he's a clock that can take a beating and keep on ticking. And then it's he gets eliminated or defeated, and it's up to Son Goku to come and save the day. Nothing we haven't seen. But with that said, it is what it is. And I'm gonna be honest, Vegeta, I thought, went out like a true hero. You know, I'm pretty sure for a lot of Vegeta fans out there, it was hard to watch, but I'm pretty sure we all knew it was gonna come down to this. Now, with that said in mind, I am a big Son Goku fan, but Vegeta is also my second favorite character in the whole series. With that said in mind, even myself, I would have wanted to much rather see Son Goku be put in this position, be the one getting beaten up by Jiren in his normal form, realizing everything he has to defeat it, and realize that he couldn't get the job done, and his last act is to send his ki over to Vegeta, and everything falls within Vegeta. This would have been fresh, this would have been something new for the Dragon Ball series, because I do think Vegeta, it's been a long time coming for Vegeta fans. You know, we want to see Vegeta get that heroic moment. We've seen him go through all his trials and tribulations to get to this point, so it's a very good story to tell. But with that said in mind, I did think the way Vegeta was utilized, he was definitely one of the biggest key components in this tournament, with so many eliminations, just the character development of him reaching his own transformation and not getting Son Goku's form. So overall, it was really good. You know, I think if anything, what it should show people is that Akira Toriyama is very much well aware that there are Vegeta fans out there, and fans do want to see Vegeta get treated with respect, and Vegeta did get treated with respect here. All that's left now at this point is, will Akira Toriyama, Toei Animation, Toyo Taro, whoever is going to, whether it be his monologues or write the story, will we eventually see Vegeta be the hero to save the day? Maybe it'll come in the 2018 movie. We don't know yet, but that's where we stand. But I thought Vegeta had a tremendous showing, and it was a very emotional moment. And it was definitely another great performance from Ryu Horikawa, who did a tremendous job as always as Vegeta, and I can't wait once this is being dubbed for Funimation. I can't wait to see Christopher Sabat absolutely knock it out of the park as well. So yeah, just to wrap up my thoughts on Vegeta before we move on to the second half of this episode, I thought execution-wise, it was executed greatly. Vegeta totally went out with a respected hero's ending. Definitely more respect given than I thought was given with Piccolo's ending, with the way Piccolo got eliminated by that one bug. But definitely, I think Vegeta went out like a true hero. This reinforces what we've already known in this series, and I just hope moving forward, Vegeta finally gets the spotlight to be the top hero. With that saying in mind, we go to who obviously is going to be the hero, or is at least seen as the hero, Son Goku, as it comes down to him and an unconscious Frieza buried in the rubble somewhere to take on Jiren. Well, obviously, Son Goku's not gonna have much help from Frieza, at least yet. Now, before the fight even started, I actually mentioned that a little bit more about the stamina issue here. We know power scaling and stamina are all over the place in Dragon Ball Super. So let me understand this. Son Goku was on the ground and he was so depleted of stamina, ki, whatever, energy, exhaustion, that he couldn't even stand up. Vegeta, who at least had enough ki to stand up but not go Super Saiyajin, he basically, after getting defeated and beat down by Jiren, uses the remaining tiny portion of ki, goes ahead to give it to Son Goku, and Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue right off the bat, and I'm like, what? I was just sitting there when that happened. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, there's no way. Son Goku, that little tiny bit of ki. This brought back memories of the first Broly movie when they were handing all that ki, and it's like Piccolo must have had a tremendous amount of ki because they're just sitting there all this time waiting for the Z Fighters and Vegeta to go ahead and send that over to Son Goku, and then Vegeta gives that little bit last of ki, and it's finally enough to beat Broly. But I digress. Back to this episode. I was like, come on now, and I would have been at least okay if Son Goku just had enough to stand up on his 2 feet, and that's about all the energy it gave him. But man, they just went right to Super Saiyan Blue. You kind of wonder, like, okay, if Vegeta had that much ki in him, why didn't he go Super Saiyan Blue? Yeah, that's just how the writing is in Dragon Ball Super. But things kicks off with the Goku and Jiren fight, as Jiren basically tells Goku,
I still can't understand it. Why put all their faith in you? Trust begets nothing.
And Son Goku responds, he really thinks so, as he goes ahead and gets on guard. So basically Goku's relying a lot on the instantaneous movement known as the instant transmission in the Funimation dub, and yeah, it's just to no avail. Jiren's just punching the dude all over the place, punching him, elbowing him in the gut, all that, and he eventually sends Son Goku into a bunch of rubble that makes Son Goku go back down to his base form, which basically ties into what I just said, is that they're pretty much, I don't think there was much of a point to even bringing up the Super Saiyajin Blue form here. From here we go to the bleachers, where Teen Shinhan, known as Tien Shinhan, the Funimation dub, teams up with Piccolo to form Team Obvious, as Teen Shinhan states, even having received Vegeta's ki, Goku's no match for him in his Super Saiyan Blue form, or something along those lines, with Piccolo stating, things aren't looking good. Yeah, they haven't been looking good at all. Have you been watching the same tournament, guys? Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Roshi going ahead giving that desperation line saying, I can't stand Goku getting hurt like this anymore, with Krillin being that defiant hope spot saying, everyone, we have to believe in Goku to the very end. So from here, Jiren tells Son Goku,
it appears you've reached your limit.
And I'm pretty sure most of you at the time watching this already saw this as nothing more than epic foreshadowing of ultra proportions. And Son Goku, being ever so defying, not ready to give up to the very end, basically tells him back,
Vegeta and everyone are trusting me. I can't lose now!
From there, Norihito Sumitomo's theme for Jiren starts playing, and this theme is just really awesome. Every time, you know when that first guitar riff hits, dun, you know, like that, and then just that hopelessness music starts playing. Man, it just really goes with the struggle of what Universe 7 is going through, trying to beat Jiren. And man, Son Goku takes a massive beatdown. I mean, I was trying to count the amount of punches Jiren was throwing at Goku's face. It was brutal. I mean, Jiren is punching Goku all over the face and the gut. Like, man, it reminded me that time Broly was beating down Goku, just throwing all those punches right to his gut. Yeah, I know, another Broly movie reference. It's just, I love how animated they made Son Goku look so depressed. And right here, he was like, man, he looked almost just as depressed. But of course, he wouldn't be taking this amount of punches from Jiren. It was a lot of reused animation, which which they tend to do a lot to save time and on the anime budget, and obviously I'm pretty sure they're trying to save all their good stuff for the upcoming episodes. But yeah, Jiren's just all over Goku and he can do nothing about it. Goku even at one point tries to avoid all the punches from Jiren by jumping to another floating rock in the air, and Jiren's like, Jiren just goes ahead, jumps, and continues the onslaught on Goku's face, just punching him in the face, the gut, constantly. Just, man, it's like just these quick punches, like, like, wow. And it's like Goku is still standing, and he gets right to the edge, gets another punch, and then next thing you know, we're getting to see Jiren through Goku's vision, and Jiren's getting blurry. So Son Goku at this point has reached his limits. Play on words there, you know what that means. From here, we get an excellent performance by Yuji Misuya, who I believe is the voice actor for the East Kaioshin, better known as the Supreme Kai in the Funimation dub, when it just, it's a one-liner, but it just shows the last ounce of hopelessness the situation was occurring when he's like, it's all over, we've lost. From here, with Son Goku nearly looking defeated, Jiren fires up yet one more flaming fist, takes it towards Goku's face, and then at this moment, we get a vision, very similar to what we saw in the Kami to Kami movie Battle of Gods, where Son Goku gets a vision of all his comrades from Universe 7 and remembering what he is fighting for. I thought it was actually kind of pretty funny to see Fudiza in there as part of his comrades. You know, it's like, he doesn't give a dang about you, Goku, he's just in there to get his own life back. But I understand where they're coming from. Even Frieza is depending on Goku because he obviously knows with his face buried in the dirt, he's not gonna do anything against Jiren. And when the fist nearly hits Goku's face, we hear that very familiar music from Sumitomo with the violins. Dun, 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 dun. You know how it goes. And Son Goku dodges out of the way. He starts powering up and he turns around, and behold, it is the Magate no Gokui form known as Ultra Instinct Omen, I believe is the term for it now, because we know what's coming next. For those who have seen the spoilers, you don't know how you really can't miss it if you're not even, especially if you're playing the Dragon Ball Heroes game in Japan or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 with all its magnificence coming out for the new form. But more about that later. And you know, this is the part where, as a Son Goku fan, it's one of the biggest reasons I like him. Like I said, I wish this was Vegeta's form, but it is what it is. And man, I don't know if you're a Dragon Ball fan, how did this not get you hype? I mean, Jiren comes flying in towards Goku, he's punching left, he's punching right, and Son Goku is dodging like woo, 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 woo. And then when he takes one step forward, he grabs his fist, BAM! Right in the gut of Jiren. And for the first time, you see Jiren's eyes get gigantic, his pupils get small, and Jiren is basically backing off in pain. Yo! This reminded me of a Funimation dub in Dragon Ball GT when Baby hit Son Goku in the gut and he's like, feel that? That's pain. Pain is real. There's only one way out. Now, of course, obviously he didn't say that, but it reminded me because I don't think that's what Jiren knows. He ain't knowing no pain in this whole tournament. But yeah, Goku punched him in the gut and I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was doing the Daniel Bryan yes chants. I was jumping up. Yes, 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 yes. For those of you who are WWE fans, man, it was so satisfying to see Son Goku finally give Jiren you know, yeah, this is what pain is, you know, and it was just awesome. One of those epic Son Goku moments, man. I gotta be, this got me riled up, and this is basically everybody at the end is just so loving where this is going. You've got Beerus saying, let's just see what this Ultra Instinct is. Whis is up here, you know, let's use some wrestling terminology. He's marking out, he's like, oh, I didn't think Goku would do it so late in this tournament. And you have even the Ami King Zenos, they're probably doing what all the other fans watching this are. They're just marking out for this whole thing, and they're like, there's Ultra! There's Instinct! That form of Goku is so cool! It's so exciting! I mean, yeah, what a fantastic moment. Definitely one of the coolest endings we've had to a Dragon Ball Super episode, you know, and we've got, the narrator announces there is 2 minutes left, and, this is basically where the episode ends, and we get previews, of the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, which is gonna feature Son Goku's, Ultra Instinct Omen form going up against Jiren, but we are going to finally get the debut of the mastered, perfective, whatever the true form is of Ultra Instinct. We are going to see the complete Magate no Gokui Son Goku, which has been hyped up as the strongest Son Goku we have ever seen, and man, I am definitely looking forward to it. So to give some closing thoughts on this episode, I thought it was incredible. Very well written outside the whole Statuma thing with Son Goku. I thought it was a very well written, so big props to Toshiro, who wrote this episode just as he did in episode 112 and others. Regarding usually Vegeta, he has done a tremendous job bringing the emotion to Dragon Ball. This episode was definitely an emotional roller coaster, from the sadness of watching Vegeta and wanting him to get this moment and realizing he couldn't, to what I believe was a beautiful tribute to Hiromi Suru, as it is unfortunately the last time we'll hear her voice, to Goku getting beat down, up to the amazing heroic comeback, or hero's comeback, you should say, for us here, at least Universe 7, wanting Goku to take the victory. Yeah, very well written episode. Now, I know back in the review / discussion I had with Linux regarding episode 127, I did say that, hey, I just want him to get it over with, don't play with our emotions with Vegeta, and just go ahead and get right to the Goku and Vegeta fight. Goku and Jiren fight. But, to Toshiro's credit, he did a tremendous job with the emotion and how he handled Vegeta, and like I said, I thought it was a very good way to write Vegeta out of the Tournament of Power, eliminate him, and make him go out like a hero. So that was definitely very well done. And like I said, if you're also a Son Goku fan, this episode gave you a lot of good hype moments. It sure did for me. One of the biggest things that I actually do like about this episode, and I think it starts to play more into the background of Jiren. One of the things that I said is that Jiren's backstory, yes, I could see how it could come off. It was better than having no backstory at all, but I can also see why, when it comes to, for some fans, that his story comes off as if it was cliche. But I want to give credit where credit's due. They've done a very good job, whether it be through Toriyama's monologues or the writers who have to take those monologues and put them out into the episode. They did a good job of tying in Jiren's backstory to here, you know, where Jiren basically, he's gone all through his life, his trust, you know, the ones that he trusts the most were killed, his family, and then, you know, he's had his friends betray him, so he depends on nothing but strength, so he can't understand what the heck Vegeta's fighting for. He can't understand why they're putting so much trust into Son Goku. He just can't understand that. And then you have Goku, who has lived a different life. He's had people trust him. He's know what it's like to have his friends and his family putting so much pressure on him, and going through that trust and letting that drive him through. This is really well done. I love how the dynamics are working here. Here we have someone who doesn't trust anyone, and someone who knows what it means and the power of what it means to have those that put their trust in you, and that is what is leading this final battle. That is what has led Jiren and Son Goku's fates to this very moment. I love it. I love this episode. I love how it's written. I love how it's basically being all tied in together, and it really does show. And that's, I think, going back to what Linux said, this Tournament of Power has really been a lot about, you know, yourself and who you are. You know, Vegeta does not want to throw away his self and who he's fighting for and what he's become. That's what drives him. That's what pushes him. That's what pushes Son Goku. And Jiren doesn't understand it. All that pushes him is strength. and hopefully we're gonna see that just basically relying on strength is gonna give Jiren basically it'll be his downfall, hopefully, and he will hopefully walk away before getting erased in Universe 11, understanding that you sometimes in life have to put your trust into others. You have to trust others. You can't just rely on yourself and strength. So I really like the story they're writing here. I like the story they're telling, and I am definitely looking forward to the next the last 3 episodes as we head into Dragon Ball Super. I really hope Son Goku's Magate no Gokui form completed versus Jiren is going to go down as one of the all-time great Dragon Ball battles. I'm pretty sure they're bringing in Yuya Takahashi for some really great animation, not just him, but all the top great animators they have. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I still stand by my predictions, however. I really truly do believe it's going to come down to Frieza being the final sort of basically the final nail in the coffin of this whole thing. I am hoping that it's going to be Son Goku and Jiren beating the crap out of each other to the point where they're so battered and broken. Goku goes back to base form, Jiren's completely exhausted, and Frieza basically comes in for the easy pickings wins and basically beats the slimy little devil that he is and gets the win. That, or who knows, maybe he'll interfere somehow with Jiren eliminating, maybe Jiren eliminates Goku, but Jiren is so battered he can't do anything afterwards. Frieza eliminated him. We're gonna have to see how, but I do think Frieza will be the final decision. He is going to play the final key component as to how this whole thing ends. So definitely looking forward to that. And then there is the Son Goku's fully mastered Magate no Gokui form. I know a lot of people are very disappointed by it because I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, Toriyama definitely must not be as motivated as he used to be. Just basically silver hair. Yeah, recolored normal Goku form. But to the writers and the animators credits, man, I tell you, they get these new forms over in Dragon Ball Super. They might be just recolorings, but man, with the music and the auras and the animation and the stance that how they put Goku and all these other characters, you know, I kind of forget about the fact that it's just a recoloring, and I get really caught into the moment. So I give them credit for being able to do just that. Well, with that said in mind, guys, I will be back for a review and hopefully / discussion for Dragon Ball Super episode 129, hopefully joined by the Linux virus. So until then, guys, take care, and these are my plugs. So if you obviously are a fan of Dragon Ball, shonen manga, or anime adapted from shonen manga, make sure to check out my upcoming short film, Battle of Deception, as it's based on those types of genres. I currently have lots of videos such as the teaser trailer and the behind-the-scene interview videos right here on my channel, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as I release more content regarding Battle of Deception, Dragon Ball, and even WWE if you are a professional wrestling fan. And make sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both at SONGOSHUAKU. All links will be in the description below. Take care!